The USA Network making big moves and announcements as it pertains to World Wrestling Entertainment, recently acquiring the rights to Monday Night Raw through the rest of the calendar year, and now not only announcing which day Smackdown will air, but also a massive announcement that Smackdown will be moving earlier than expected from Fox to the USA Network. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this upload, we'll be talking about these big announcements and also looking ahead to tonight's huge Smackdown, which is headlined by five King and Queen of the Ring qualifiers. We'll go over all that coming up. Before we get started, big shout out to longtime channel subscriber, current channel gold member Jimmy Fingers for that super thanks comment in a recent upload. First and foremost, appreciate the support, bro. And I gotta say that when FTR brought out Eddie Kingston, I immediately thought Mark Briscoe. And instead, here comes Bryan Danielson. Much respect to Danielson. He'll play his part beautifully. Anarchy in the Arena, Double or Nothing. I expect Bryan Danielson to have an absolute standout performance, but when you see Kingston and you know it's Anarchy in the Arena and there's one person left, yeah, I was thinking Briscoe as well. Appreciate the support, dude. And this is a good time to send love out to all of my gold members, my channel members. Much respect to you guys. I appreciate the support always. Let's get this thing going. We'll start with the USA Network. A lot of announcements, a lot of things being shifted around. One thing that is not is the night that SmackDown will be airing. The USA Network is keeping it on Friday nights. That was a massive decision that they would not commit to. And it's not until they just acquired the rights to Raw, keeping that on Monday through January, or to January, I should say, 2025. It wasn't until that announcement where they're like, all right, Friday nights, let's give it a go. They can always change it, obviously. They will work with WWE. If the numbers are not where they think they should be, by year two, you'll see that switch to a different night. Confirmation of SmackDown remaining on Friday nights came directly from the parties involved, like WWE President Nick Khan saying the following, and I quote, "We are excited to extend this long-standing relationship by bringing SmackDown to USA on Friday nights, and look forward to debuting multiple WWE special events annually on NBC. Subsequently, the NBC Universal Entertainment chairman, Francis Berwick, said the following, "It's a privilege and a thrill to continue NBCU's decades-long partnership with WWE, which has helped cement USA Network's consistent position as the top-rated cable entertainment network in live viewership. With Friday nights on USA, primetime specials on NBC, and the WWE Hub on Peacock, we'll continue to use the power of our portfolio to super serve this passionate fan base." End quote from the NBC Universal Entertainment chairman, Francis Berwick. So WWE and NBCU clearly in lockstep. So that's a pretty significant piece to this WWE USA puzzle that we now have in place. SmackDown remaining on Friday nights, at least for the foreseeable future. But just as a significant piece to this puzzle is when. The original deal was that USA Network was requiring those rights, getting those rights over from Fox starting in October. It has now been confirmed that September 13th will be the debut of SmackDown on the USA Network. So that has been bumped up by weeks. So it's interesting to see if this is because there was a buyout from USA to Fox. September is a massive month for cable stations, broadcast, for TV in general. That's where all new shows are going to debut, and returning shows are coming back for their new seasons. September is pivotal. That's the whole reason USA originally did not want to extend its deal with Raw. They knew they were losing them in January, so they were going to lose out on 3 months' time with a potential new show that they could have gotten their audience acclimated to. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a big deal, September. So they said if we're going to extend Raw, we might as well bring SmackDown over sooner. So I wouldn't be surprised if NBC Universal forked over financial compensation to Fox to acquire SmackDown earlier than originally discussed, and NBC Universal has the finances to do it, especially their play money with WWE, right? Look at NBC Universal's extension with WWE, keeping Raw on the USA Network for the rest of 2024. Do you guys realize that NBC Universal only had to pay $25 million to keep Raw to the end of the year? So for 3 full months of WWE Raw, they only had to pay $25 million. If you're wondering what they pay now, it's $260 million per year on a 5-year deal. $260 million is what NBC Universal is paying WWE. So if you break that into 3-month periods, WWE gets $65 million every 3 months for Monday Night Raw. $65 million. So the last 3 months of this year, NBC Universal only has to pay $25. That is $40 million of a deal. That's a steal. And USA Network, NBC Universal is grinning ear to ear on their way to the bank. These are actually very smart business moves by NBC Universal, and while WWE is going to lose out on the front end, I'm pretty sure they're going to cut their losses and hope that they're going to make it all back on the back end, and they will. I mean, you look at that Netflix deal, that is just massive, massive money. You got to believe that WWE had already kind of looked at the last 3 months of Monday Night Raw for 2024. They probably already chalked it up as a loss. So anything they can get, pennies on the dollar, they would take. So to swoop another $25 million, you got to believe for WWE, it's probably a small victory. Very small, but a victory nonetheless for WWE. So it's going to be interesting to see. But SmackDown is going to remain on Friday nights, and it is being moved up. It is no longer October. It's September 13th. So they're going to try to parade Raw and SmackDown, the first time, I believe, ever that USA has had both shows at the same time on their network. That is huge. Now, that's all the future of SmackDown, but what about the present? Let's take a look at tonight's SmackDown, 5/10/24, headlined by 5 big matchups for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. These are all first rounders, 2 for the dudes, 3 for the ladies. On the men's side, we're going to be seeing Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. And then Angelo Dawkins, who is replacing an injured Bobby Lashley, will be taking on Tama Tonga. So already, this tournament has seen a lot of injuries and replacements, right? Drew McIntyre had to be replaced by Jey Uso. Asuka was supposedly injured and now replaced by, or was Monday night replaced by Dakota Kai. And now Bobby Lashley tonight, injured, replaced by Angelo Dawkins. This is only the second night of competition and already 3 big replacements. So Dawkins versus Tama Tonga. Moving on to the ladies' side of things, Bianca Belair will face Candice LeRae, Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven, and Naomi versus Nia Jax. All 3 Queen of the Ring tournament first rounders. Now, here's the thing. There's some matches that are being removed from television for this tournament, and they're actually going to be placed at live events. So if you are going to be attending live events coming up, you may want to take a look at the updated card. You may be catching a qualifying match. A match, for instance, like Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio. That was originally slated for Monday Night Raw. It was removed. It was DOS booted to SmackDown, where it then got DOS booted a second time. And that's now going to be at a live event. This is what we're hearing anyway. This is latest word. That Kingston, Rey Mysterio booted, as well as several other matchups. So you guys might want to check that out. Let me actually see if I have a list of those matches. So I'm also seeing Shayna Baszler versus Zelina Vega, first round tournament match, also booted to live events. So not sure if there's others as well, but we know for sure Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, a couple of big matchups, definitely moved off of television and will be placed on live events. I'm actually okay with this. There's so many tournament matches that if you want to make your live events feel special, that's cool. When you get to the actual television show, just make sure you show a significant portion of the match. Really highlight it. Make it seem like it was a massive deal. And that could be something really big for live events. So this is no harm, no foul. You have so many matchups. It's not like there's only like 6 matches, 8 matches, and like 4 of them are at live events. Then it's pretty much a lost cause at that point to get the majority to care. But I don't see a problem with this at all, as long as you make it a focal point of the show thereafter. Anyway, guys, that's what I got for you. This was a Smackdown heavy upload. I get it, but such is. It's fitting that tonight is Smackdown. We'll see what the boys and gals of WWE produce tonight and within the next 24 hours, of course. Stay glued to the channel. We will have the amplified review. Until next time, there will be that next time. Top guys, where I'll be saying check you. Peace.